Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Adventures in Trucking. This week is going to be a little bit of a different video. Mom and Dad are out of town on their 30th anniversary, enjoying that. So it's just me this week and next week. So I'm out here solo. I'm out here by myself. I'm getting it. Dropped off that load in the last video coming from Massachusetts to Pensacola. I did that one already. And then I also dropped off I picked up, a load in Theodore, Alabama. I'm taking it to Oklahoma. It's one pick, two stops. So I'm taking the first one to Oklahoma, and then I'm taking the second one to Kansas. And then I might see if I can pick something else up with it to go to Kansas. I don't know yet. I don't know. I just got to see how I feel and see what I can find. Worst case scenario, I'm getting paid really well for this one load, one pick, two drops. I want to say it's around like $265 a mile, $267 a mile, something like that. Not horrible, not great, but definitely not cheap freight though. So at least not for us. So I'm gonna show you what we got, show you what I did, show you the tarp job, all of that stuff. It's definitely different when you're by yourself. Tarping is I wouldn't say as fun because I don't ever consider it fun, but it's more work. It's more work. But I'll show you guys what I have. So what I have are car lifts or automotive lifts, like from mechanic shops. I may post a picture in here while you guys are looking so you can see what the freight looks like. But I mean, it's all in crates and whatnot. But automotive lifts, all of this back here is going to Kansas. And then the one in the front is the one that's going to Oklahoma. This one is heavier, lighter. This one is lighter. All of that back there is, of course, heavier. There's two lifts up here, actually. So there we go. So there's one lift on this side, one lift on the other side, and there's a pallet here of, I don't even know what the hell these things, power units. And then I want to say it's like 4 lifts back here. No, it's 6 lifts back here, and then the power units are up there on the front and on the pallet up front. But yeah, I mean, pretty simple load. Tarped it, got the straps on it. As you can see, straps all the way down, tarp there, straps across that. Oh, and this one, the amount of straps on it really is just because I didn't want the tarp to be billowing out, not necessarily because it's super heavy or anything. I just didn't want the tarp to be flaring out and sucking wind and killing my fuel mileage. But yeah, I just put a piece of dunnage across the tail back here because it's not even. You can't really tell, but this right here stops here. You see those two, but then there's another piece back here that comes further back. So couldn't really do the back flap like I usually would like to or want to. Just kind of had to drape it over and then secure it down with dunnage. But I must say it's riding well. It's not, billowing out on me. It's not, looking like a parachute coming down the road. It's pretty much on there skin tight. And, of course, checking your straps every so often. You tighten them down. But outside of that, it's been an easy riding load and a good riding load. day 3. I've actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, forgot to record yesterday, so we have no footage from yesterday. But if you recall, it was just me dropping off one of the pieces from the tarp load. All it was an automotive lift and a power unit that went to somewhere in Oklahoma. I can't remember the city, but Shady Point, Oklahoma. So we dropped it off, kind of redid the tarp, and just dropped off again this morning here in Hutchinson, Kansas. I got about an hour to my next stop. I'm picking up a Ford F550, taking it down to Stanton, Texas, and then I'll figure out where we're going from there. But yeah, stay tuned. All right, guys, so this is what we got. Picked it up in Pratt, Kansas. I'm headed down to Stanton, Texas, which is right outside of Odessa. There's another hotshot guy here. His name is Cam, really cool dude. He actually let me use his ramps, even though we've got ramps. He also had a set of ramps that we were able to use and basically join them together and make the incline lower at the back end so we can get this bad boy up on here. I tried my best to get it off on a hole, Dad. It's Kansas though. It's flat. It's flat. Wherever you look, it's flat. So it's, you know, thankfully he was here and able to help me get it off, or get it on, I should say, with his ramps and working together. I had a pretty low angle before he came over with his ramps, but, you know, adding the extra, you know, 10, 12 feet to his ramps made a huge difference. But this is what we got. I got 2 chains in the front, 1 chain in the back going through the D-ring. I've got 4 straps underneath going into the frame of the truck with the RJT hooks. I'm using the J hooks on all 4 corners. So I'm shrinking the load by pulling in with all my straps. I'm shrinking. When you go out, that's stretching the load. Right now I'm shrinking the load or compressing it. So I mean, technically I'm doing a little bit of both because I've got the chains on the front pulling forward. But this bad boy is rock solid. It's not going anywhere. See y'all in Texas. All right, guys, it's Thursday. I'm delivering here to Stanton, Texas. Well, I just delivered. I'm headed to Midland, Texas now to pick up a Bobcat, taking that to Bourne, Texas, which is kind of over by the San Antonio area. Yeah, this was a load. This was definitely a load. I woke up to like torrential rain and like thunderstorms, and what was supposed to be like a 45-minute drive, or like a 42-minute drive, ended up being like close to like an hour because the roads were just flooded. I had to, you know what I'm saying, stop every quarter mile to go 10 miles an hour because the water was 3-4 inches deep on the road. I didn't have a choice. I had to, you know, slow down, obviously. And the truck, I'm not gonna lie, she's dirty. I'm going to a truck wash today though. I'm gonna get her cleaned up. She's dirty. The trailer's dirty. It was just, I mean, that road that I was on was horrible. I mean, it was a regular, like, interstate type road. It was a highway, not an interstate. It was a highway, but it was bad. I mean, it's so flat that the water just lays in the road, and then whatever silt and dirt and mud that comes off the side of the road onto the road just lays in there. So the truck's dirty. She was already dirty. I was going to get her washed yesterday, but I drove by 2 blue beacons because I had to get my time. I had to make time to get to to get here. So I'm going to get the truck and trailer washed. Doing pretty good this week, so you know what? I'm going to go ahead and splurge and make it happen. This is the truck that I just dropped off. Of course, you guys already have seen it on the other end, but just wanted to show it's dropped off. This thing was a pain in the ass to get off the trailer. Not really off the trailer, but it just wasn't like just back off the ramps. You know what I'm saying? It was just, you know, with anything, you want to take your time anyways when you're coming off the ramps. But, or even onto the ramps for that matter. But, you know, we got her off. She's sitting there. We're about to keep making our way. Alright guys, I just got a bath for Tia. She's all cleaned up. Got a truck and trailer wash for less than $70. Can't complain about that. She's looking right. The start of my day was crazy, to say the least. I woke up and it was a monsoon. I don't know what happened, but when I went to bed, it was warm and, you know, dark, but not raining. And when I woke up, got the wheels done. I even washed a little tarp on the outside. When I woke up, it was raining cats and dogs. Like, it was raining so hard that I could hear it in my sleep, which I'm already a light sleeper anyways, but I could hear it in my sleep, and it just sounded like somebody was just throwing quarters at the truck. That's how hard it was raining. It just literally sounded like somebody was throwing quarters at the truck. So that woke me up. I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and get up, go ahead and get that over with, and just start making my way to my pickup. And lo and behold, I go 30 miles on this road, and the road is flooded for 30 miles. And like, not the whole 30 miles, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's flooded. Well, yeah, it's flooded for the whole 30 miles, but it's flooded worse in other areas than some areas and others. And I'm talking about, I was going through some water that was coming up to like there. It was some deep water for real. It's probably about, yeah, it was some deep water just sitting there in the road. And man, I'm trying to tell you, I felt bad. Like, Dad would not. I didn't even tell him. So, Dad, when you see this video, you'll be like, oh, how dirty was the truck? But you'll just never know. Just know it was dirty. She's never been that dirty, and you'll never see it that dirty. I got it taken care of. It's been a really good week. So you know what? I splurged and got her washed anyways with the trailer. So, but yeah, so I got that Bobcat dropped off. The shipper was interesting, to say the least. He was kind of a stick in the mud, if you will. Very stoic, and just, I don't know, just very dry. And he wanted me to back off into a ditch to drop the ass end of the trailer down. So you know how we always have been doing it. We drop these wheels into a ditch, and that brings the back end of the trailer down closer to the ground. Well, for that to work, here's a good example right here. This kind of slopes up right here, so it'll work here. So these wheels need to go to this slope over here to bring this closer to that. He had it the other way, where it slopes off this way, and he wanted me to drop my wheels basically down the slope that way. And all it's doing is creating more distance between the ground and the back of the trailer, because the slope is the wrong way. So I'm like, yeah, dude, this is not gonna work. And I mean, we gave it a shot, and it did, you know, once we got the trailer down the slope. But like, at that point, the wheels weren't even, like, all the way up here to the box was down the slope. And I had to get pulled out because I couldn't pull the trailer with the Bobcat on the trailer out. So I had a chain, and we got pulled out. But it was just extra. It was just a bunch of extra that didn't need to be extra. Like, he told me he had a dock. I only booked a load because he said they had a dock. And we get there, and I see the dock. You know what I'm saying? Granted, it's for a flatbed, but he was just acting like he couldn't use the dock. And I'm like, dude, it's right there. And he had 3 trailers parked in front of it. But I was like, dude, let's just use the dock. Like, this is ridiculous. Let's just use the dock. Move the trailers out of the way. Let me back up to it so you can get your Bobcat, and I can go on about my day. And sure enough, he got the trailers moved, because he's renting out that space to someone else. And he was like, oh, I don't know if I can reach him at 4 o'clock on a Friday. I was like, bro, they're over there. I literally was already talking to one of the dudes over there. So just go over there and ask him. And I don't know, he's just I don't know, maybe it's because I'm younger, and I don't know, maybe he's just giving me a harder time because he was older. I don't know, I really don't know. But we got it off. It took longer to get unstuck and unfucked out of that situation than it did for me to actually offload it the proper way onto, you know what I'm saying, onto his dock. But after that, right now I'm in San Antonio, so I drove from there. I was in Bourne, Texas. I hope that's how you say it. I was in Bourne, Texas. Now I'm in San Antonio, picking up a load, headed back to South Carolina. But I'll just go home for the weekend and leave out with it on Monday. It's going to Seneca, South Carolina, so it's like 2 hours from the house. But yeah, that is the update. All right, guys, it's Friday, the last day of the week. And of course, it couldn't be a flawless week. The load that I'm supposed to be picking up doesn't pick up until 2 o'clock. That's what time the crane is going to be there. I'm finding that out this morning. It is what it is. You got to roll with the punches. So in the meantime, I booked this load going to Charleston, which I'm already going to South Carolina anyways, but it's a crate of medical supplies. Going to a military base or whatever on some medical unit in Charleston. But yep, this is what I got. It's not too heavy. I think it's like 4,000 pounds or something like that, or 3,000, whatever it is. I can't remember, but we'll just throw the tarp over it and keep rolling. And then I don't know. I probably won't get out of here until, actually I don't know what time it is, but I probably won't be here for about an hour, and then I just gotta kill time until 2 o'clock until I can get loaded. But yeah, that's an update on the situation. Picking up a transformer tomorrow, and so it's gonna go all back here. It's 10,000 pounds. It'll be back here. That's all I got for you. I'll be back with you guys when the crane and transformer arrive. All right, guys, here's the finished product. Got the thing wrapped up like a present. 2 straps, one going across the tail here. That should be an easy ride and load. Shouldn't be blowing out on me or nothing like that. I got a half of a twist in my straps on both sides to keep them from flapping in the wind. Did the front like that, just rolled it up and then brought the ends around and got them pulling back like that to keep wind from getting up in the front. Same on this side. I got it like that. And the best thing to do to keep your tarp from billowing out upon you is keep wind out the front of the tarp. Keeping wind out the front is the most important part of tarping. When you start getting wind under it from the front side, it's going to make the rest, everything behind it, start doing something crazy. So assuming you got the rest of it in order like it's supposed to be and you got the front done, it shouldn't do anything crazy. It shouldn't blow out on you. It shouldn't be looking like a parachute going down the road killing your miles per gallon. I personally like to bungee under the load. I don't know if you can see. There you go. You can see a little bit. I like to bungee under the load. As you can see, they're going under there, there, right there. And that just keeps the tarp from blowing out on the sides. It can't blow out on the sides if it's pulled together and basically being hugged from the bottom by the bungees. So this thing, I don't anticipate it blowing out on me at all. It should just ride down like a shirt on top of here. Like I said, it's just a crate of medical supplies. And yeah, that is it. That is all she wrote. I'm probably just gonna kill some time here as long as I can until they kick me off the property, to be honest. And we're just gonna wait around till 2 o'clock, and that's all I can do. Alright guys, Hotshot Shorty here. It's Saturday. I just got back to the yard. Just showing the trailer here at the yard. We're gonna be leaving out early Monday morning, dropping this bad boy off in South Carolina. This one's going to Charleston. That one's going to Seneca. It has been a week. It's definitely been a week, but we got it done. We're gonna be starting out the week real strong next week with these 2 on here, getting them dropped off on Monday. I should be able to do both of them in one day. And yeah, we'll see where we go from there. Stay tuned for, I guess, episode 2 of the Hotshot Shorty Chronicles.